So you and I we're gonna talk about the big event, and then we might get into some personal stuff that people might find interesting. We're just gonna have a Dick and Dennis talk right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
it'll be
gonna be a
good.
great conversation. So this big event, and you can see it. Futureforecastinggroup.com is our website where you can connect and see everything that we have to offer. And that's where it's uploaded now, where you can watch it through our website. But Dick, tell me a little bit about this project and your experience with it.
So we're given targets like every week. They give us a remote viewing target, and we get assigned the target with no human contact. We're given an email or a link to a website where they give us a target ID, like A1, B2, C3, D4. So they gave us one and didn't know who tasked it, don't see any of the other viewers' work, and I do my work. And I don't hear anything back. About a week later, they say, we're doing a sub queue on this, so there's a new target ID. Work this part of it. They go A2, D4, D9, 3, and so I do that. And then we go to the debrief, and we're told this is an anomaly. This is something really strange, because the target that we were looking at we were looking for something over the horizon, and they wouldn't tell us what it was because we didn't hit it, and they don't want us, they don't want to burn the target. They're going to retask us later. But we didn't hit that, but everybody got data about traumatic, explosive, political, earth-changing big events. And to have, you've seen our remote viewing work for 4 years now. One of us is going to hit it, one or two of us.
Without a doubt.
And to have all of us corroborate this dire warning type data was really got our attention. And so we did some analysis on it, and it was like corroborating on a number of, so what it seems to be, and just you need to see the whole event. It seems to be political drama, political theater, political upheaval, followed by at least 2 or maybe more high explosive events with debris falling and ejecta, and it looks kind of like we were nicknaming it the next 9/11, sort of.
Wow.
I think, and that's now remote viewing can be wrong. We can misinterpret it. It is possible we might have all gone off on a flight of fantasy. We also worked it around the anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah, some of you worked it on 9/11.
Yeah, I worked it the second part on 9/11, and I actually thought of that, like, is there a anniversary reverberation, like a psychic scar in consciousness that pops up if you do remote viewing on that date? We're not sure. We don't know. So we're putting this out with a question mark, like, could this be the events that change the world? I think there's a very good chance that there is a big event, and I think it will be a big enough event in consciousness that it got our attention when we were remote viewing. I liken it to this. You have a supermarket 2 blocks away, and you want to give your son some responsibility. So you say, son, here's $10. I need you to go get milk at the grocery store. Get 2% milk. No, get whole milk, and pay for it, and bring the change, and come home. So your son's walking to the grocery store, and a plane crashes into a house down the block. And he sees that the police come, the fire come, and he's like, oh my God. And then he runs home, and you go, where's the milk? And he goes, I didn't get to the store. There was a plane crash. He was diverted. So I think that maybe we were diverted off the target because, and I don't think most remote viewers do future events as much as we do. You, me, Daz, Edward, Naeem, every month we do future events for years now. And that's not in the repertoire of most viewers. So we're tuned into that. We've made a pathway to the future. We do so much remote viewing and so much data goes through it, it all becomes a blur.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it really does. It's hard to keep it all straight. I remember one of those first early sessions I did in just kind of looking ahead and seeing what's out there. I remember drawing an ambulance and a person on a gurney and like people running with it and thinking, okay, again, I'm not going to experience anything like that. And a few weeks later, a child in my school got very sick. And I was the one that called the ambulance, and then we rushed her out to the ambulance and everything. And it's incredible when that happens and you get that hit and that confirmation.
My remote viewing teacher told me to keep a journal, like try to just keep a notebook and a pen and write down all the random thoughts that go through your head in the day. And you'd be surprised at how many of them are communications from your subconscious just trying to tell you something. I think our subconscious is trying to tap us on the shoulder and tell us something pretty much all the time, but we don't know how to listen. We don't pay attention.
We have probably hundreds of hours of stuff, right?
Oh, at this point? Man, our output is amazing. And I'm sometimes I think it's maybe not good for me. And I'm half joking, but half not joking. My teacher, Glenn, said that his unit, they had a full-time psychologist keeping an eye on them. And it is destabilizing. I mean, when you see I saw the Maui fire before it happened. The month before Maui, I said there's a wall of flame and there's people running from a wall of flame.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And when I woke up in the morning and heard that report and saw the picture and then I went back and looked at my session, I was sobbing. I was crying. I was crying for 2 weeks. Every time I saw a report on that, it moved me to tears.
Yeah.
So
I bet
there's when you see something in remote viewing and then you see it in reality, it's double impactful for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's eerie. There's something called the beginner's effect, where your first 1 or 2 times, you'll surprise yourself. And then you go, oh, I'm psychic, I can do this. And then you follow your imagination and you totally bomb. And remote viewing, the protocols themselves don't teach you how to remote view. You teach yourself how to remote view, and that's done by the repetition of working a target, getting feedback, and resolving what you got. Like, oh, the stuff that I didn't believe that was so faint that just seemed like, well, I'll put that down because that was the target, and what I thought was the target wasn't.